Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. Coin collecting can be a little bit tricky to get into and also hard for some seasoned veterans as well, with the terminology of the hobby being a little bit tricky. So we thought today we'd put together a video looking at some of the common terms to see if we can shed some light on those. Firstly, numismatics. Numismatics is the collection or study of items of currency, not limited to coins but also encompassing banknotes and medals. If you are a coin collector, you are a numismatist. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Sometimes as well, it'll be referred to as a coin having numismatic value. That is the value of the coin to collectors over the value of the coin itself. Face value next. The face value of a coin is the legal currency cost of the coin. If you were to spend 50 pence in a shop, you can buy 50 pence worth of goods with that coin. Now say for instance, if you had a Kew Gardens 50p, the rarest circulating 50p, which can cost up to £200 to a collector, but its face value is still 50p, so you won't be able to buy £200 worth of shopping with that particular coin. If a coin is common or otherwise not particularly sought after, it will be deemed as being worth only face value. Legal tender. This is a little bit tricky and fluid. The UK coins produced by the Royal Mint will have a face value, which is described as being for legal tender purposes. Most people assume this means that they can then use that coin for the purchase of goods, but it isn't as straightforward as that. The legal definition of legal tender is defined as coins or banknotes that must be accepted if offered in payment of a debt. With the inclusion of the word debt gives shops and businesses wiggle room to refuse to accept it. In fact, many of the coins in your pocket are only legal tender up to a certain value. This means that a shop or business can refuse to accept more than 20 pence worth of pennies or 2 pence coins, £5 worth of 5 or 10 pence coins, £10 worth of 50p's, and also interestingly 25 pence crowns too. For the £1 and £2 coins and then the banknotes, there is no limit for legal tender. There have been cases in law whereby individuals have tried to pay large bills in huge volumes of small denomination coins, and the courts have rejected this. This means that in most circumstances, the majority of businesses do not have to accept large quantities of small denomination coins or certain denominations that aren't in active circulation, like £5 coins and higher value ones. Mint. This means the creation of a coin. You don't make a coin, you mint it. Now all the coins for the UK and for some overseas countries too will be created at the Royal Mint at its headquarters in Llantrisant, South Wales. The manufacturers who produce coins are referred to as mints. Now mint can also refer to the condition of a coin. A coin that is in mint state is one that's still in the same condition as when it was first minted by a mint. Striking standard is our next phrase, which is going to lead us down somewhat of a rabbit hole. Striking standards refer to the quality in which a coin has been minted to. There is a range of standards, but first I need to explain a little bit about the minting process. Firstly then, blanks, sometimes called planchets. These are the metal discs which will become a coin. They cannot be called a coin until a heads and tail side of a coin has been struck. Within coin collecting, the head side of the coin is referred to as the obverse, and the tail side of the coin the reverse. Blanks are created to the specification and metal content as set out by law by the government and the Treasury, or by a foreign country if they're being minted to be shipped abroad. Then we have dies. These are steel billets with the design engraved on them. With one for the obverse and one for the reverse, the blanks are fed into the minting machine and are struck by around 60 tons worth of pressure, just a bit more than half of a blue whale. The inscription on the die leaves the design on the blank so that they are now coins. The Royal Mint uses laser technology to etch the design onto the die, and they can be used to mint up to 500,000 coins before wearing out. We'll come back now to the striking standards. Circulated coins are those that are produced to be used in our change, ones that you will find in your pocket. In the UK, they are struck once and minted in vast quantities at somewhat unfathomable speeds, with a single machine able to strike 16 coins a second, and that's not even at their maximum speed. Uncirculated coins are simply coins that have been minted for circulation but have been kept aside before being put into circulation. Brilliant uncirculated coins are struck to a higher standard than the first two standards. With the dies hand finished and polished, it gives a better quality for collectors and are commonly referred to as BU or bunk coins. These will normally be packaged up and are sort of an entry point for collectors. Generally speaking, these will be minted in non-precious base metals, although there are some examples of BU precious metal coins, but they are in the minority. Proof coins are the highest standard of finish. Blanks are hand-fed into the machine, unlike the previous standards of coins we've looked at. After each strike, the newly minted coins are individually inspected for imperfections. The coins are also struck at lower pressures and up to 6 times, which gives the coin a perfect finish. Proof coins in the UK can be minted in non-precious base metals, or they could be minted in silver, gold and platinum. Now, bullion coins are a little bit unique. The coins are produced for the investment in the precious metal value of the coin. This means that the efficiency of the minting is key, but also it requires a great finish to warrant the price tag too. They are struck to a similar standard as BU coins. PA4 is another term that's worth looking at in the manufacture of coins. It is a French term, and the debates on pronunciation will rage on for an eternity, I'm sure. But what they actually are is a coin that has been minted double the thickness of a standard coin. So in a silver proof coin, you will get double the amount of precious metal in that particular coin itself. First appearing in the 13th century in France, hence it's got a French name. It's not entirely clear what the initial purpose was. Some believe they were made to be given as lavish gifts to dignitaries. Others say they were sent to regional mints to show what a new design should look like when minted. And others believe they were reckoning counters, to be used in calculations on a counting board, the precursor to an abacus. Nowadays though, they tend to be precious metal and minted with lower release amounts or mintage figures than the standard coins. There are many time periods for when coins have been minted, and they can be roughly chopped up into certain categories. Although it's worth noting that everyone will have their own subgroups dependent on the niche that they collect within, but in broad strokes they are ancient coins, which are those created before 450 AD, hammered coins, which would have been struck by hand using a die, and you guessed it, a hammer. Milled coinage, which were created by machines. Milled coinage, which were created by machines, although beginning in the UK in 1561, this wouldn't see an end to hammered coins until 1662. Then there are modern coins, which are recently released coins, although tricky to give specific dates for, because every year that passes makes a coin 1 year less modern. But generally speaking, referring to coins in the UK struck after decimalisation in 1971. With the previous system of currency in the UK now being grouped as pre-decimal. Commemorative and definitive are two types of coins that you will find. A commemorative coin is one that celebrates or commemorates a historical event, anniversary, birth or death year, or the work and life of a great individual. A definitive coin is the standard design that will be used for a number of years, but doesn't specifically commemorate anything itself. So for instance, in 2015, the Britannia £2 coin became the current definitive design, whereas the Magna Carta £2 coin was minted with a design to mark the 800th anniversary of Magna Carta. Pattern and trial pieces are fascinating items. We'll start with trial pieces. When there is a new design of coin, for instance when the £2 coin went from being a single metal coin to the bimetallic one that we have in circulation now, or when the old round pound was replaced in 2017 with the current design. This will have a huge widespread impact across the country. Just think of all the places where you might be able to use a coin: in a shopping trolley, vending machines, the bingo hall, or coin machines. These will all need to be configured to make sure that the new coins will work. Trial pieces are often sent out as well to test that they will function, that they will feed through these automated machines. Now these are supposed to be returned to the Royal Mint, but a fair few of them magically disappear and can find their ways into the hands of collectors. These trial pieces are best thought of as experimental pieces. Pattern coins again are experimental pieces that are produced as a suggestion for a trial or a replacement of a new size, denomination, design or other change. These though do not need to get royal proclamation, a notice of a new coin or variant of coin that will be produced, which is an early part of the journey of a coin being minted, and because it's not gone through this process, it is not legal tender. Error coins are a wide-ranging topic, and we recently made a video about a variety of different errors that you can find in your change. An error coin is one that has been produced by the mint, but with a defect or anomaly that is not as it was intended for the final product. There are numerous types, ranging from denominations struck on the wrong metal blanks, cracks, scratches or cud errors, which are little blobs of extra metal caused by damage to the dies. There's also die rotations, missing details such as the year, or the DDO, DDR, or double die obverse and double die reverse. The list goes on, and we will continue to dedicate more videos on this topic explaining what they are and how they come about. One thing worth noting though is that some issues that people may call errors are not in fact errors, and that is a subject we'll be returning to at a later date. You should also be mindful that not every error has as much numismatic value as others, and also that with some of the rarer and more expensive examples, they can be heavily counterfeited. NIFC or NSFC are two terms, the former of which is in more common use, stands for not intended for circulation, and the latter being not struck for circulation. Basically the same meaning for the two terms. An NIFC is a coin which has been minted but not for the purpose of going into our change. For example, the last commemorative £2 coin that was intended for circulation was the Great Fire of London coin, which was released in 2016. But we have had a huge variety of other commemorative £2 coins released by the Royal Mint intended for collectors. These coins are the same specifications as a standard £2 coin, albeit to bunk standard or higher. But as they did not get released in circulation, they are NIFCs or NSFCs. If there is no demand for a denomination 1 year, or little demand for them, then none will be produced for circulation, but the Royal Mint will still commemorate events on coins for collectors. It's worth noting that the decision each year, if more of a certain coin will be produced, is decided by banks, cash centres and the Treasury. The Royal Mint merely takes the orders. This can be in flux over the years though, with demand ebbing and flowing, sometimes unpredictably. If someone has bought or been given one of these coins and for whatever reason breaks it out of the packaging and spends it or pays it into their bank, then some can filter in circulation and you could very well find one of these, so keep your eyes peeled. Grading is another term which can lead you into a whole new branch of numismatics. There are numerous companies who will examine a coin and give it a grade which is comparable and accepted across the hobby. They are examining for any imperfections caused after the minting of a coin to grade how perfect of a specimen that particular coin is. You may have heard people referred to grades as being poor or PO, through to very fine or VF, to brilliant uncirculated or BU. And there's also a numerical grading system from 1 being a poor example to MS70 or mint state, the highest grade for a coin, whereby even under magnification it shows no evidence of wear or damage from circulation. Grading companies will charge a premium and they will generally place a coin in a slab, preserving it at the grade that it's been identified at, and this can act as provenance if later sold. We're going to round off with a couple of terms describing the features of a coin itself. The rim of a coin is a really important feature, more so than you might imagine initially. You will notice on all of our circulating coins in the UK that the rim of the coin is raised, which serves two purposes. It means that you can neatly stack coins on top of each other without them all falling over, and it also gives a bit of protection to the face of the design, so if it's dropped or dragged across a surface, there's a bit more protection for the image. Now, the field of a coin is any background to the design of the coin which is blank, whereas the relief refers to parts of the design which are raised up from the field to comprise the image on a coin. You may also find mint marks and privy marks on coins too. A mint mark will be applied to denote what mint the coin has been created at. With multiple mints around the world, and at times regional mints within a country, there's plenty of them to collect. A privy mark is a similar subtle mark which will denote an occasion or an event. Well, we've made a great start looking at some of the terms within coin collecting or numismatics. I'm sure there are other terms or phrases that you either struggle with now or that you struggled with when you first started collecting coins. So do let me know in the comments any of those, because I'm sure we can make more videos like this. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It's free to do and means you won't miss any of our future uploads. If you press that little bell icon as well, it means you'll get a ping when we upload a new video. Also give the video a like, we'd love to be able to share this information with more collectors out there. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post lots of pictures of our coins. We're on Twitter and TikTok, we've got our shop and online store. My thanks as well to the people that helped me pull together some phrases and terms for this video, and I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.